You know, imagine a comeback happening. I mean, John Lennon had struggled to imagine a comeback like that happening, I think.
Yeah.
Your imagination's pushed to its limits, but we'll have to see.
I really do think so. It's a high-low setup as well to try and cut up the addition of the attack side here. Flashback gets caught straight up into the camera. Buzz! He responds. It's two players chopped up, maybe going for the second one. That is just decisiveness and composure on display. In the blink of an eye, the round upended. King pull back at the start, tries to fake like he could be backing away, but it's still double
steps there.
All because King decided to take a bit of a marathon sprint, and he's got time to do this.
Yeah, and he can play a post plant, but he's going to have to try to fight aggro for a kill first. Yeah. You're not going to be able to win a passive post plant here, even as Astra with a pull, by just, you know, plant. What on earth is he up to here? He's trying to fake it out, seeing if there's still a defender over on the A site. He doesn't quite understand. He's still going to have that recalled smoke, though, as a pull. But like I say, I think he's got to try to fight for one pick here at least. A 1v2 you can just about manage.
He might be offered one. Him versus Foxy9. No way. They spotted each other, though. King, that's cheeky.
Winnable.
Baited almost. It is winnable, especially with a star online as well for the first tap. One way in his face, though. Difficult to get through. Paranoia is perfect. Buzz sticking a bit of body block in action. Oh. No way. They get half. I think that's cheeky.
Winnable.
Baited almost. It is winnable, especially with a star online as well for the first tap. One way in his face, though. Difficult to get through. Paranoia is perfect. Buzz sticking a bit of body block in action. Oh. No way. They get half. Vulnerable up, though, but Buzz is now sticking this, and King forced to do a lot more where that came from. It's a 4-piece in the end, but still a pistol round. Earned up by Buzz, just full sticking it away in some cheeky plays as well. The mechanics on display. That's hard to do. You can try it in a custom game.
I mean, that is brilliant. We've seen so many teams at Champs try to do the same thing.
Yeah.
It only takes the slightest misalignment to throw that off, and you just both go sliding past each other. King did the best that he possibly could. He even found that pick that he was looking for to bring things down into a 1v2. He's going to be gutted there. In his head.
Really, for the attackers to clear. Still, they're going to use the drone to do just that, but Buzz can disrespect it. He has that liberty, and yeah, 2 shots available. That's precisely what they're used for.
He's been so good in this position, trying to anchor.
He's been a monster. And he's looking to keep that form going. Bit of a slip-off when it comes to his matchup against Sentinels, but okay, finally denied that spot out through the back of the site. Sheriff shots need to be clean. King just can't quite hit them.
It has been.
Yeah.
That's the style that DRX love to go with. They always have somebody hard anchoring on the B site, and then the rest can flood in based off that distraction. While the rest of Trace are trying to deal with Buzz in this position, they can't really be putting their crosshairs over towards Heaven and over towards B-Link. It just allows people like Bane to flood back through.
Yeah.
And Buzz is amazing as a distraction. He's often good for 1 or 2 in that back of B site. I thought the Outlaw was going to go back into his...
This one, they're going to be trying to body block this again. Yeah, looks like it. Why not? Second go of things. Mako. No way, man! They just stick it! It's stolen away! Players survive. You keep rifles into the necks if you are Trace, but that is just brutal.
We haven't seen another team be able to pull that off with the level of consistency required for the Astra to look useless on this map.
Who the hell was it? Someone was about to give it a go, and he said, no, actually, Mako, you do it. It was Foxy9. He was like, no, I don't trust myself. Mako, you do it. You're so good at it. And just a full stick for Flashback. The nade delayed. They think that the timing is perfect there.
And it was. The timing on everything is still really, really solid from Trace on pistol and on round 3. No problems with the way that King is playing these spots. It's just that the pull is being countered.
Yeah, and it's such an odd scenario. The knife, Buzz does not spot any targets. Stars at his feet. It's going to be difficult and tricky to survive in this spot. It's being pulled this way, that way. Needs some help and backup from the rest of his squad. Body's opened up. What an adjustment! That is snappy. It's magnetic. And he has bought that time. Critical element for his team to get back into play.
Trace has got no chances here. Do not come to B. B is for Buzz, and he's waiting for you. It's disgusting what he's able to do with an op and Outlaw at the back of this site. I don't think unless they're going to put the Cosmic Divide up and use it again as like a tool of being able to get into B and cross these sight lines, they've got no hope. When Buzz is hitting flicks like that,
it's nasty.
What are you supposed to do about it? Even if you try to flash him off the angle, he's just going to take cover and re-peek.
Yeah.
He's so confident in himself right now. And the Trace players have...
Is that upgrade with the operator? Buzz has had it in the prior, jump spot. Barely seeing the shoulder. He's out of dodge, away from this cam.
Has the cam spotted him?
I don't think so. Drone's not broken. Kai has to go for a second peek of things as well, and Buzz is out in the open. Yeah, it's just, you're seeing holds, I think, in terms of the protocols of Trace.
It is a new comp, and it's a very different comp to the one that they ran the last couple of times. They're relying on Kai to try to open things up for them here, but he's blocked off by a one-way on the A site. A has been slightly weaker in terms of the defense for DRX, but Mako's home. Kai would have to land a good one to take him out early.
There are so many positions that Kai potentially has to account for. There's one though, plucks Mako out of the picture. No longer a defender at this A side. The rest of his team can follow up off the back of it.
Yeah, that's pretty bad from Mako actually. There was a while there that the one-way was down and he didn't realize,
and yeah, Buzz is unaware that the backside was completely lost. Still, it's traded out. The knives to no avail there for Kai. Dart's going to start a rebound here, and they are pulling some of this util out of Trace. Reveal onto Heybei. Position is there, sprayed down by the bullets. A string of things going wrong now for Trace with only 2 players left, but time is still on their side. Bullets need to be landed! Transfer King slowing it down. No way! No way! Not again, man! Oh, goodness me.
Which fickle deity has King betrayed recently? Why must all of...
I don't know, home territory buff or something, I'm not too sure. Luck is definitely on their side, though.
The home territory has not been a buff historically.
Oh, really? Buzz just clips the side of Heybei. Up and over with the dash. The res is online because the ult was popped off. Buzz is feeling it right now. He actually is fully suppressed, so he can't use too much in the form of util to save himself here in through the back. Bane, he has to try and provide that supportive fire, but he's backs himself out. Foxy Knight's been played himself back in. Up and over the top as Heaven was not smoke, or at least it faded. Now the Paranoia glides its way in. Blind as anything, all Q's cut away, but just a tip. And
totally, because even when Buzz, Flashback get overwhelmed in that position, the distraction plays in all of their teammates.
Wait. Okay, I've just seen something ludicrous. The operator fell off the map, and somebody just jumped off the map and picked it off as the round went into the next to save the op.
Ain't no way.
I'm not kidding. I don't know if anybody can pick that up on the replay while we've got replays going, but on somebody's POV, I think it might have been Bane. He just grabbed the op as the round went into the next, off the edge of the map. And you're
no way.
Listen, Tracer just taking a timeout, so please, if you can grab that, that is insane.
Wait. Explain what you're talking about.
The operator fell off the map, off the edge as Buzz died.
Yeah.
And so it was retrievable, but you had to drop off the map to grab it. So they've timed it you had to drop off the map to grab it. So they've timed it as the round is ending. Bane has grabbed the operator as he's falling in midair to save it into the next.
Ain't no way.
I'm telling you.
That's unbelievable.
I'm telling you, I can't believe what I've just seen.
There's the op. You can see the op. It's still there. Oh, damn. Okay, well, Trace, to focus on them just for a moment as they're taking the tank time out. This one has been utterly brutal. It's been so different to Lotus, and 3 of them have gone the other way. And I think that, you know, a hand on the forehead, rifling through the hair like that.
There it is. Okay, look at this.
No shot.
As the round's going into the next to save the operator. How insane is that?
That is so sick, man.
Oh,
what a catch.
my God.
What a catch. Wow, has it just landed on a little ledge down there?
I don't know. Not questioning it.
Honestly, DRX are... The ways in which they've been winning these rounds, it hasn't been luck, it has been skillfully done, but from Trace's POV when they watch this back, they'll be amazed.
And Buzz is getting ahead of this one. He's got a dash. Active, and with the Hunter's Fury as well. There is no safety. Can't stand your ground against that. Bianchi drop to the spectator seat. Feng. Oh no, just about missing that timing as well, but he's trying to play Kai in. Sneaking up and creeping up through mid. There is these timings to be taken. And this is potentially frantic, but they are winning at least some of these fights. They are going their way. Dart backed off and away. can potentially be happy the fact that they did manage to get that kill onto Mako.
Yeah, I think that this is a better situation than Trace have been in. They're now applying a lot of pressure to mid, even though there's nobody there, because DRX have got no re-clear utility. Bane doesn't have a recon, doesn't have a drone. They've just got to give up mid and hope there's no lurker. It should make the sights a little weaker. But DRX now anticipating an A hit, because B has never worked. Buzz is over here now.
And he's just so fluid with this operator in his hands. I mean, he was here at the beginning of the round, but there's a lot of angles to account for. He's smoked off, away from it. Rifle fire from Foxy9, instantly traded off, but he's still taking that peek. And guess what? The flash, or at least the dash, is right back at him. And it's time to play him back in, lining up these players. In and through. Buzz is having the easiest game of his life because he's being supported so elegantly, man. He can do no wrong.
I love the recon.
There's a lot of angles to account for. He's smoked off, away from it. Rifle fire from Foxy9, instantly traded off, but he's still taking that peek. And guess what? The flash, or at least the dash, is right back at him. And it's time to play him back in, lining up these players. In and through. Buzz is having the easiest game of his life because he's being supported so elegantly, man. He can do no wrong.
I love the recon dart as well that Bane throws out. A lot of the top Sova players are throwing that one. Learn it for your games as well. Everyone's going to take this as a learning moment, I suppose. Trace as well, because what else can you do from it? But you fire the recon the opposite side of the choke point so that as the attackers are facing towards heaven or facing towards sight, they'd have to do a 180 flick to break it. It's a nice idea. It plays Buzz in again. I mean, look, they are dominating. Yeah. Any area that got the perfect player flooding in off the back. And here they're trying to go into Buzz again. They do have the drone to try to push him off the angle.
Okay. Not that it stopped Buzz before.
No. And here in this round, pay attention to the way that the other players come in onto B.
He's been missed.
Off Buzz distraction.
He's been missed. Shots fired, and Buzz is right ahead of most of this.
This time they hold for Foxy9's flood.
Yes. So dropping one of the players there, Mako just cannot control the rifle. Looking sick of this. He's taking matters into his own hands and has cleared out, rooted out. The stalwart defenders watching it slightest of off angles and wondering from Bane will be punished.
What a nice adjustment from Trace, realizing that if you focus on Buzz, you get killed by either him or everybody else. So being able to get it done with his utility, the whole map. But yeah, finally, rifle out.
How many times do you see the controller player just clearing backside?
Yeah, business done.
Like I said, I mean, taking matters into his own hands.
Now imagine the comeback.
I'm imagining.
I'm still struggling, to be honest with you.
I'm engaging my brain.
I think Trace would have to put together at least some better post-plant situations. So, you know, get in, get plant down, get out, still be able to sync some post-plants, maybe get... Dangerous.
Could say the same for Foxy9. You don't want to be slipping there. Hunter's Fury. This should be pushing out through the back of the side. No way, the bullets barely survived and saved in the end of the day by Mako. In through the back here with 30 seconds left. The Trace still want to make a play for this one. There's a full swarm of players here. Defending rotations from DRX. They shore it all up over towards B and it leaves it into that 2v2, but time is no longer on the side of Trace here. They've got to try and make the play forwards for it. Bane. Miraculous. He's working magic across the site. Feng sees the operator, feels like saving.
I suppose the rest of the match, you could figure it out for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's another round where Trace get the opening kill. And this one, not a scrappy affair where things get traded out immediately. They just have a solid 5v4 here to try to convert on. And their spacing isn't great as they get into side. The time ends up ticking down. All of DRX are on B. Everybody. Even Flashback's full rotated away from his Cypher setup on A. Confident that Trace are not throwing anything weird into the mix. Being just as dominant as Lotus was.
They're going all in. Into the trips too as well, up and over the top. That's a beautiful flash. Kai is played in perfectly with that. And they have dismissed Buzz as easily as that inside the cage. A bit of spam will deal enough damage. Straight bullet to the cranium, a flashback. Now the split defense play from DRX still as the smoke does dissipate. Bane trying to hold his ground, standing down up towards heaven. Still Kai, he's on one. Dashes here, he can feel it in power, but doesn't account for Foxy9 there, so there will be no ace, but still, with the damage done.
So they've gone to many lengths to protect
Oh, they certainly have.
They've thrown themselves off cliffs to make sure.
What I really should do as well is thank the EVS team for that, I think.
Absolutely.
Listen, I don't know if they're here, but I do owe them a drink of their choosing. Because, yeah, pulling that was something special, to be honest. But you're right. And it's going to take, I think, the following up, the next 2 rounds that are left in this half to even make it, I think, a possibility for Trace to make it doable. Because 8-4 at minimum, if you're getting pissed around and you know, moving forwards.
And I know it was a very different composition that they brought out to DRX the read instead of made them confused.
Updraft dash, though, here from Kai. Trying to navigate away from most of these trips as well. I believe the knife connected. Mako's inside. 1. Flashback still here. Updraft up and over. Blade Storm in hand. Not enough for Buzz to do too much more. Bane is there. Sheriff. Just the one before the trade. 1v2 that Foxy9 can play for. But the Operator is the weapon of choice. Maybe not by his choice, but he's got to work with it. How does he play it? This side is brutal to take. Alone. Doubled up. It's a bit of a high-low setup there by Trace, enough to sail there through, at least out a 3rd round, add it to the tally. 1 more, potentially makes it doable.
1 more is all they'll have access to. I mean, they better hope that it makes it doable. They've squandered their chances at a better half thus far. Kai is
looking all the way up into the high ground still, down to just Kai. Again to do it, dodges the paranoia, but plenty of bullets raining down onto him, up and over. He's hoping and hunting for the head. Operator now in his hands. Maybe a chance to isolate one of these fights. Mako! What is going on, son? Dashing away, you cannot escape your fate. Bane tracks him down with perfection.
Kai did what he could there in the final moments, but it's still only going to be 3 for Trace. I thought Mako was about to throw himself off the map.
It looked like
there.
it, man. It looked like it, but still.
DRX maintain control, don't they?
Held down, yeah.
Love the way that they've been playing this map in general. They only need 4 more to close things out.
That's looking like dominance, though. Another similar tale that's just weaved here by DRX. We're going to see if it continues into Abyss. Attempting to disrupt any sort of hold. Flash, updraft dash in through the smokes as well, but a kill's collected on either side here with the Jets going down. And now barreling away forwards. DRX just trying to take a bit of space in through the back of the site. They haven't actually disjointed some of these players. Hey, Bay Sheriff cannot get the job done there. Just 1 stray shot to the chest. Mako watching for the hop up.
That's a really important fight.
And they're winning all of them. Lao King.
Cover going out.
Second top performer. It's been heartbreak for him in terms of the rounds where he could have had that impact. Stopped in his tracks. Taking these fights, very individualistic, but yet Mako's there eventually to swing and collect up the kill alongside Flashback. That's 10 rounds now for DRX, a pistol round as well. And for Trace, what up in his tracks. Taking these fights, very individualistic, but yet Mako's there eventually to swing and collect up the kill alongside Flashback. That's 10 rounds now for DRX, a pistol round as well. And for Trace, what options do you have at this point? I mean, you've got a force, I think, really, but you're on the defense side. You don't have the plant money. It's not looking good.
No, I don't think they're going to be able to force just based on eco. They didn't even kill enough players. I think this is DRX. Long suspected after what we saw as the opening to Lotus, but I think this is where we're going to see DRX close things out fairly easily, barring a very unusual twist and turn in this match. And it is really confidence building, I think, for DRX and for DRX's fans to see them come out in their first game of the lower bracket.
Play cooked up by Trace. Trying to use the weaker weaponry and util maybe that they can find a few kills there through the main fight. But you're right. I mean, DRX
this early, it would have been unthinkable.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like it's going to occur. Trace go for a stack in the right place, but
exactly.
Doesn't catch too much.
Everybody accounted for. Up to 11 here for DRX. At least you get the rifles online if you are Trace. But yeah, the fans, they needed something. It's not just signs of life from DRX as well, though. This is just purely a clean sweep almost in terms of a win.
Yeah, it's dominant. And it's also 2 maps that they're really strong on and have showcased that they're really strong at this event. DRX's Lotus was kind of so-so before coming into Champs, but I think the addition of adding that chamber in certainly caught Fnatic off guard. That's a huge win to be able to get in it. It's worked beautifully here as well. And Abyss has just been home territory for them.
Yeah, they're going to go for the B-hit simulator. Look at the util. Was taking point as well. They're going to have to use util to try and clear him out. Knife against it, through the back wall. Tags onto him, so they know that Buzz is playing into this spot, but the drone's going to be used as well. Sees multiple players spamming away. Bullets not landing, though, not through that box. One way in for the smoke, and the dart snaps it round to the behind. Buzz, though, eventually overwhelmed. The util is good, but still time starting to tick. This is where the problems start to stack. Trace, they need to try and hold these guns and hold them well. Fire in line, sticking it forwards. Now the defense needs to come online, but again, bullets straight through the wall. And then Foxy9 even fooled. Flashback was wrapping it all the way there.
DRX do end up losing their weaponry towards the end of things here. But I mean, this round, it's looking like it could be exactly identical to Lotus. A 13-3 is on the horizon. And the way that DRX dealt with that did end up just being textbook. And I think that word could be used there. DRX do end up losing their weaponry towards the end of things here. But I mean, this round, it's looking like it could be exactly identical to Lotus. A 13-3 is on the horizon. And the way that DRX dealt with that did end up just being textbook. And I think that word could be used to describe how the Korean squad has played all day.
They're going into it again. They don't want to give away footage of how they play the rest of the map. They can't stop the B hits. Just keep running it. Flashes are connecting. Nade in through the back as well. Fang that's good. Stands it down still. Damage was done to him, so he was softened, weakened enough for the stray bullets of Bane to find him. In through the smoke as well. There's time is to be taken. Bianca and Kai, they are capitalizing. Mako drops him, crouch down, coverage, and fire over the shoulder still. Leaves Mako into that 1v2, and Hey Bay will deliver those death blows. Enough for Trace to survive another day.
Perhaps DRX are going to have to bring something different out heading into the round after this one. Going to be going into an eco for DRX. The amount of util dump that goes in onto that backside player is phenomenal. Fang does a great job in that moment to be able to get a kill out of that. He's flashed up, runs into a fragment grenade, has to readjust very, very quickly. But all of these bright spots, they can't quite see rotates coming through. And yet, it wasn't real.
What is happening here?
What is going on? The entire war chest is being unloaded, and in what direction? Where's that going, Bianca?
Listen, if there's anything...
thought it was B.
Yeah, and it clears the way to absolutely nothing still. Now the indicator is on, but they've used so many ults into this round. It's already a win for the DRX, even if they lose the round. Up and over with the dash. Attempt to play these players in. Foxy9. Just the one before he's shut down. 12-5, but as we were saying, I mean, what is going on with the ults?
A bit panicked, and I think that's what's going to happen when you've only won 8 rounds to your opponent's 25. You know, when they're winning 3x more rounds than you are over the course of the entire match, you're going to get shook in these kind of situations and feel like you've got to use the ults to close them out. It seems like a decent protocol advantage for this one. Though having said that, oh, hello, Kai, up and over.
Yeah, Flashback not dodging the dart either, so he was lit up. There was chances for Kai to rip the opposition's head off. Cam up, this feels precarious. I mean, there's backup arriving potentially there with a deep knife as well.
They're leaving.
Yeah, Cam is cleared.
Kai.
Oh, Flashback's caught him.
Well, I mean, Kai's teammates just left him out to die. They marooned him on a desert island.
Oh, yeah. Again, the execute's clearly drilled well by DRX. Util up and over. Bianca, he's hoping he can spam and spray down. Oh my goodness, he's moving all over the place. The aim is going wild, and so are the bullets.
He hit his jump button throughout the middle of that as well.
Oh boy. Trace. Have to pick up the pieces, but only 2 left to do it now. This is it. Turning point in the map, in the series. DRX on a blinder. Form playing that significant factor. And they've got a chokehold onto this side into the post plant. Good luck getting through this. Good luck stepping over that barrier and that finish line. DRX, it's flawless once more to finish the map. And almost perfect all the way through, out. Cleaning up the lower bracket game. And it does mean that Trace, unfortunately, will be eliminated.
Flawless, clean, textbook. A great match, I think, to restore a bit of confidence to DRX fans who might have been worried that the last bastion of hope for Pacific, for Korea, was going to end up in an inglorious end. I mean, this Trace.
Yeah.
But what a performance from Trace to even get to this point. The fact that they went out ignominiously does not mean that their results from the group stage should be looked down upon. Bianca, Mr. Upset, back here on a big stage, delivering results against Vitality, against Leviathan.